Kori Nicole with Where's the Best TV, and I'm here with Gloria Hampton. How are you?
I'm good, and you?
I'm great. I'm
Good.
actually really excited to do this
Oh,
interview
good.
and girling a little bit. 'Cause,
Oh, okay. Good, because I'm nervous a little bit. So,
no, you're okay. Because honestly, the whole Dance Mom franchise, of course, what it's grown to be has been amazing and just beautiful. And even as a dancer myself, I just think that it's such an art form. So just growing up with the show and just being able to see the new generation, it's just full circle. So
oh,
what were
very
you,
nice.
yeah, what were you interested in or most excited about this upcoming new season, or even being able to portray the real life scenarios of dance?
I mean, this is what I've done for 40 years of my life. I love teaching dance. I love my students, and I have some really great, hardworking kids, and I'm just really excited to showcase that.
Now, do you feel like as dancers that it really is a sport? Because a lot of people like to debate, oh, is this really a sport? Like it's like cheerleading, or just all the talks. But it's just
I don't think there's a stronger athlete in the world than a dancer. Look at a male ballet dancer's body, the
yes,
definition and the muscles yeah, no. And
yes.
all while making it look, they're being strong, all while making it look soft and easy. That's the key. To make it look easy, that's not an easy task.
It's not. And of course, even being able to assist, young women, even young men, throughout their dancing journey, how is that as just a dance instructor? Because you have really a gift of theirs that's always developing, always expanding, and just trying to craft them, and make them the best of their ability. So how is that process just as an instructor, just trying to maintain that type of relationship with, the team?
I mean, I approach each student individually, because all of them need different things from me. And I take my job very seriously in growing these young people. I still have messages 40 years later from people who will message me and be like, you just were part of my life, and how important that was, and I hope you realize what an impact you had on me. So I do want to see everyone reach whatever level of success they do in dance, or they want in dance or in any other field. But it's so important, and it's also important to me. I know when it's time to say, you need to make the next step. You need to do what you like, especially as a ballet dancer. As a competition studio, you don't have the luxury of training ballet dancers 6, 7 days a week, right? So in order to do that, they have to go off to typically a boarding school and do that. And I know when it's time to tell someone, you need to take the next step and soar. So that's my responsibility.
Do you feel that oftentimes when you feel like the dancers are ready to move up, that they are prepared themselves, or they're just oh, do you think I'm ready? Are you sure? Are they hesitant, or do you think that they're pretty much confident and being okay, you're right. It's time for me to move forward and then keep going.
Again, because I approach everyone differently, I think, there are some that I would try to hold on to longer because they're just not emotionally ready. My own daughter was one of them. She had the ability very young, but she just mentally, I was a single mom, and we were very close, and she was not ready to leave home. So I handle each of my students differently in that respect.
And then, of course, competing weekly, right? As they all are going to be needing different, things from you or even from their supporters. How is it just really maintaining the overall good vibe and just trying to have a calming nature? Because, of course, dance is hectic in general, especially backstage if there's any last minute changes or
Sure, of
you're just
course.
kind of psyching yourself out. But it's for the overall vibe of the team. How
Well,
would you describe that?
Well, doing it on this scale now, right? We in the past, on a typical competition season, we have months to prepare. We have 2 days to prepare. So everyone has to kind of be in it together. We have to try to keep it calm. We have to try to be focused, So we have to really work together to make that happen. And sometimes it takes a look for me to the kids to let them know it's time to get serious, right? But the kids aren't really ever the issue. It's the moms that are the issue.
I would say that's like a common theme, I guess, that we're starting to see, even from
Oh,
previous
yes.
dance moms in itself, stage moms. Yes.
Yep.
And that brings me to my next point. Like, how do you feel about, of course, the connotation surrounding the prior, dance moms, originals, and of course, this is the next generation. How you deal with any type of, it could be, of course, even compliments, but any type of like critiques or being like, oh, I wonder if she's like this or like Abby, like how do you deal with like that type of leading into that precedent because they set it for it.
Yeah, I mean, I just keep reminding everyone it is Dance Mom's a new era where it's different, the times are different, but also I'm just being me. And I hope that people can understand that you can be tough and firm, but also teach with love and let these kids know that I have faith in them and I want the best for them, right? So hopefully people find that refreshing and not boring,
I'm
because
sure it'll be
I am who I
refreshing. Yes.
am, right? I am who I am.
Okay, so with the moms, how are we feeling about the moms this season? Like how are we
I mean, if the moms could stay home, that would just make everything easier, but then we don't have a show called Dance Moms, right? So I mean, let's be honest, we all want our kids to achieve greatness. Not every child is meant to achieve greatness in every area of their life, right? But I hope that they trust me. My methods are pretty tried and true, and I've also been a dance mom myself. So, and I would like to think that they can trust me. It's more of a matter of allowing their kids to trust me. I can deal with them. I can deal with the moms, but they have to keep that separate from their children because if the kids don't trust me, then I can't do my job.
And of course, building that trust. And if you're having, those differences between your instructor and then like in your mom, like how do you feel like to really navigate those instances? Because I'm sure dancers are going to be watching and tuning in and being like, oh, I've experienced that. Or like, wow, like that's normal for me. Like sometimes my instructor, trusting them, but my mom may think something else and tell me something else. So how would you best balance that, like as a dancer trying to listen to your instructor?
I mean, I definitely encourage my students to talk to me. I want them to be vocal about how they're feeling, and I try to explain my methods of madness as I go along, right? So, for the most part, I will say I've heard so many times from all of them, Mom, you don't know what you're talking about. Mom, get out. Mom, stop. So, it's just a matter of I might need to put a lock on the door. Maybe that would help, but but
Oh yeah, they would
the
riot.
kids
They would
listen.
probably try to come in and riot.
They'd find a way. They'd come through the rafters and stuff.
So what do you just want dancers to grasp overall about, the new era? Like, do you want them to just be motivated or like what message do you really want them to just connect with? Because they're definitely going to tune in.
I hope so. I hope everybody
Yeah.
tunes in. I hope they give it a shot. I think that you're going to see a lot of great dancing. You're going to see kids working really hard, overcoming obstacles and working together, and all of us really learning together. There was a learning curve for sure. But I think overall, I think we came out of it unscarred, and I think that we actually really we have a bond that no one will ever understand, except for maybe the OGs, right, from the original season, because it is something very, very special. So I hope everyone gives it a chance. I think you're gonna like these little girls are just destined for stardom.
And I love that. That's why I'm like, dancers, the supporters are going to be like, oh, like our next stars, who do we want to see and just watch grow up with. And I'm just so excited, of course, to just see like the fan reactions. Don't be nervous. I feel like it's gonna be great. So
Okay, thank you.
no, don't be nervous. So yeah, so thank you so much again,
Thank
Gloria, for sitting down with
you.
me. I'm Kori Nicole with Where's the Best TV. And yes, the Dance Moms New Era is coming.